Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Riley Smith Show, the show that you all thought was going to go away forever. Well, bad news for you and the federal government. The show continues.
The show must go on. It has to go on. It's the best show on the internet.
It must go on. I have my most calm, tame, and conventional friend with me. His name is Andrew. He's never held an opinion outside of the mainstream. And so that might be somewhat boring for the listeners, but you know, it's time that you all hear some truth and calm down. There's been a lot going on since I released my last episode. There's been continued war. There's been
hey, the war has been going on for a while. Okay,
the war has been going on for a while.
You've been on about the war for like 12 podcasts in. Okay, the New York Knicks won a championship.
The New York Knicks did win a championship. That's something that I never thought would happen. Former black man, now claimed white man, Spike Lee, very happy, very pleased the New York Knicks were able to pull off a championship.
Apparently he pays a lot of money to sit courtside for a lot of games to pull for the Knicks.
I'm surprised the Knicks won. I told you that I would bet whatever amount of money on the Spurs winning a championship. I thought that there was no way the Knicks would win. I thought the West was way better than the East. Turns out
you read the script in Spanish, not in English.
all of the games are rigged. All of the games are rigged. There's not a game that has ever happened.
What about the Thunder? The refs didn't even get involved at all. The Thunder and the Spurs.
Shea, if I can even say his fucking name. Shane Gillis is
a great comedian. Okay, we can agree on that.
Is one of the greatest floppers of all time.
He cut his hair though, so the flopping might be behind him. Have you seen? He's got a couple summer league games now under his belt. He's playing for Team Canada.
I didn't watch a lot of the games that season, and we went to the liquor store that's by where I used to live, and my friend there was talking about like being a Thunder fan and liking Shea. He's like, he's the most efficient player on the court. Like, you can get mad at that if you want. And like, I didn't really know what he was talking about. And I started watching like the playoffs because I don't really watch any of the regular season. And I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he literally, I mean, he's abusing like the softness of the NBA to just get fouls and score free throws.
We're speaking to that guy at the liquor store, okay? Right now in Arkansas.
We are speaking to the guy
just
at the liquor
to
store.
you right now, buddy.
You know who you are.
It's okay to have opinions. Yours are just fucking wrong. I hate to say it, but yours are wrong.
And if your opinions are very wrong, sometimes your family gets murdered. We would not do that, clearly, but I'm just saying, don't have the wrong opinions with the wrong people. That's a word to the wise.
Why would I do it myself if I could pay my cousin $20 to do it?
If your cousin's willing to kill people for $20, you've got a fantastic cousin.
Whenever I say 20, I'm talking about racks.
Whenever I say 20, I'm talking about dollars. I'm talking about...
You can tell one of us is an accountant. I've been established in the accounting career for about 5 years. Got my bachelor's at App State. Holding it down, working towards that CPA.
Andrew is a mathematician. He recently calculated the trajectory of an asteroid and saved the entire human race. And I'd like to thank you for that.
Shout out Egypt. It was through the pyramids.
Shout out Egypt.
I could see it. How to change it. Egypt. You had to put a certain amount of money on Egypt. And if you did, then...
Speaking of Egypt, let's talk sports betting.
It's good for America.
The NBA finals were recently. The NBA playoffs, the NBA finals, those were recently. Those games had millions of dollars wagered on them. Every game.
I think it's good for America. We deserve those kind of swings. It's got to be someone's winning, someone's losing.
Don't you think that it's all kind of rigged against the player, though? Like that the house edge is still... prevalent in sports betting.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, right?
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, so like you can hate on those guys that came up with these big sports betting companies and whatever, but they say gambling's like one of the oldest traditions of all of history. So why are we going to
It kinda
blame
is.
someone else just for sports betting? We're not betting on gladiator fights now.
I did mention the very financially irresponsible trip that I took to Italy on an episode at one point, and I asked the tour guide. I said it was like towards the end of the tour, and like he kept asking people had questions. Nobody had any questions. I don't know if anybody spoke fucking English, but this guy was speaking English, and like towards like one of the last times that he asked, does anybody have any questions? I was like, did anybody, like, was there like a betting system like on the gladiators?
There
Like
had
how
been.
did that work? And he like launched into this story about how like there were like the modern day equivalent of like loan sharks, and they would gamble like gold and like personal items like on gladiators like winning, and then there were like odds. And so for like thousands and thousands of years, like sports betting has been
It's been a thing.
it's been a very prevalent thing in society. I'm not sure that I'm convinced that it's a net positive.
I'm very pro it.
Very pro it.
Very pro it. I think they should make it more accessible to more people.
Well, DraftKings just recently went live in every single state.
Yeah, but I
Use
think,
my promo code to sit. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, use my promo code TRAPSKI.
Trapski. You
It's a retired account. We used to be kind of pumping on Instagram. We had a blue check at one time, but the accounting life took over. We had to give up skiing. Still listen to trap music. It was all about the trap music the whole time.
for every $5 you bet, Andrew will harm one of your children. It's a limited time promotion.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that it's a positive.
But why?
Because it's still rigged against you. Like the odds aren't like 50-50. Like let's say like two teams are evenly matched, right? Like the favorite is going to be like minus 150, and then like the underdog's going to be like minus 100. So like either way, like a thick chunk of like all of the bets that you place are going to end up going to like the casino that's facilitating the transaction.
I mean, I'll give it to them. They put together a really good app, a really good system. They have to
It's
shave.
a nice app.
It makes you happy when you win, okay? Gives you a little bit of dopamine. Does nice colors. There's a lot of science that's gone into it for them to be able to suck you into this gambling.
There's a lot of science.
If you weren't using the app, you'd be betting that same amount of money, or close to it, with your close friends. And you'd be betting 50-50 odds on games that weren't 50-50. So you could be taking the losing edge of a bet. People were betting on, like, Super Bowl games when we were in high school. I'm old enough to remember that.
It's true.
And you
I don't
have
know.
worse odds. You don't have any math factored into it.
I don't know. I never
There's
really
no
bet
skill.
on sports like before
I
there
was
was
betting
like a
against
sporting
people
app.
like when
Really?
I remember being like 12 years old. It was like birthday money.
Really?
Wagering people on the Super Bowl.
Who were you wagering? Just like
like-
your friends?
I mean, just like dad's friends that were there, like
Okay.
watching the game. And they'd be like, I got 20 on Eagles. And I'd be like, 20 on Giants. And then 20-20 odds. Like, Eagles were big favorites. I was losing. Big heavy.
Okay.
I should have paid 100, but I won, and I won $20. But if I would have had the sports book,
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think we lower the gambling age to 14.
There's something to be said about that. And
Use your Christmas money.
if you're able to work, should you be able to gamble? In a lot of
15.
states,
15
yeah, in a
would be
lot of
great year to
states,
gamble.
you can work a job at 15 years old. Is that
14 with parent signature.
okay? In the states where that is possible, should the children be able to accumulate whatever wages they're earning, likely minimum wage, and then place that on a parlay boost that DraftKings offers?
Why not? We're letting kids have TikTok. We're letting kids have Instagram, Facebook. We say 18 plus, but there's no system to verification because then it would make it even worse, and it'd be an invasion of privacy if we had to use identity on apps and blah blah blah. If
mean,
we're
all-
letting kids use Facebook, Instagram, we're letting kids get attacked by predators. Let them gamble.
I mean, all of these algorithms are designed to get you to kill yourself, right?
We have too many people on Earth. There's a lot of rich people that agree with that.
There are a lot of people that would like to see less people. You spend too much time.
Can't blame them. You ever been to the mall?
I've been to the mall.
You ever been to the airport? I know you've been to the airport.
I've been to the airport.
Casino on a weekend.
the casino on a weekend is one of the most crowded circus-esque places
I'll Thanos
in all
snap,
of public.
and I will take my chances. I hope you're around.
I'd love a Thanos snap.
Bing.
I really would. I really would.
Trinity, I hope you're here. Riley, I hope you're here. The chances both of you stay, not great. We're running the numbers.
The problem is like, you just risk like the people that you don't want to die, like dying in a Thanos snap. But I think that's the only way to do it.
We're risking more on England tonight than the Thanos snap.
England plays Mexico tonight. I think they play in Mexico.
They do.
Based
We're not
on-
worried about the elevation. We're not.
Based on that information, I think, and how Mexico's been playing very well this World Cup, I would say that Mexico has the best chance to win. Andrew disagrees with me. He believes that England...
4 words. King Harry fucking Kane. 2 goals in England's last game. He's a man on a mission. He can walk into any bar in England. Pints for free.
Those all sound like members of the royal family that have molested children. What was it? Harry, King, Kane?
Once you get to billionaire status, there's not a lot of end game. We've established that. A lot of people have said it. I'm not the first to say it.
If you're good enough at soccer, I guess you can hurt children.
Yeah, I mean, once you get enough money, we've decided in America that the end game is you hurt children. They say time is money. If you're running out of time in your life, you gotta start stealing years from children.
It wouldn't be an unreasonable take to look at the state of our country and say, like the goal of all this money is to be able to hurt children without repercussions. And, you start throwing around names like King, Henry, Kane,
They
Andrews.
call the one guy.
Andrews.
I've heard
Andrews.
They debate.
Andrews.
They debate about LeBron and
Your
Michael
name's
Jordan
Andrew.
for the GOAT.
Prince Andrews
But
molested children.
The
Go
GOAT
ahead.
of molesting children is Epstein.
Or is it Michael Jackson?
Because he got away with it.
Well, Michael Jackson did kind of get away with it, and he was before a lot of the Epstein charges came to light.
Epstein had a whole island, though.
They made a movie about Michael Jackson.
They've made multiple documentaries with like 8 episodes about Epstein now.
Have they?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those.
I've been watching them. That Giselle girl, Maxwell, she's also pretty good at it, too.
She's pretty good. Her father, an Israeli Mossad intelligence asset.
Probably plays a lot of role in the U.S. government.
She probably does, or she probably did, and her predecessors and her successors likely continue to play a similar role. So, enjoy that. Enjoy that about your government. Speaking of your government, one thing that I wanted to talk about on this episode was, Trump promised a lot of things when he was campaigning for president. He talked about getting us out of war. He talked about lowering inflation. He talked about benefiting the middle class, immigration, things like that. The typical tropes and the platitudes of his campaign. But you know what we got instead that I think is truly, it's not, I'm not even being sarcastic. You know what I think is better than that?
You better say the New York Knicks championship.
UFC 250. UFC 250.
Better than
White
the Knicks.
House lawn.
Shut down my
White
Knicks
House
celebration.
lawn. Justin Gaethje, 6-1 underdog,
Hey, we were worse odds
destroying a foreigner.
We were worse odds against England. That's what Gaethje said. Quote him.
We were worse odds against England. Gaethje.
What about that Hokit guy? He had a good little post-game press conference on the White House lawn.
Is that the guy that said Michelle Obama's a man?
That is that guy.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of that conspiracy. My gut tells me it's likely untrue, but I kind of want to believe it because it's been around for so long, and Michelle Obama's done nothing but, threaten to sue people or whatever. Here's what they should have done.
I got an idea too.
Here's what they should have done.
I got an idea.
I'm kind of stealing this idea from Tim Dillon. And
Okay,
we've stolen
fair.
the whole premise of this podcast from
Hey, but shout
Tim
out Tim Dillon.
Shout out Tim Dillon.
Feature us.
I wouldn't be gay for many people, maybe nobody. Don't contact me directly, but if you do, you know how to do it. But Michelle Obama should have descended from the rafters when what was the name of that guy?
I think it was like Josh Hokett.
Okay,
But don't quote me for sure.
whenever that guy was like, "Oh, Michelle Obama is a man,"
Such a good fight, though.
she should have descended from the rafters, cabled, and and descended and been like, "It's time to put up or shut up, motherfucker." And then they should have had a fight, and she should have WWE style wrestled this guy, and then won, and then fucking revealed that she doesn't have a penis, and that would have been a good PR move, and then she would have been our next president.
I have a better PR move, okay?
Please, because if you have anything better than that, you might as well be a fucking genius.
I have a better one than that, and this is original thoughts. I'm not stealing this from anybody.
I stole my thoughts. I regularly think for myself.
I think that Michelle Obama should take, and Barack Obama should take, the Ray J. Kim Kardashian approach. And if I could hear Barack Obama's voice in front of the camera being like, "Hey boys, when y'all are in there, go hard in that shit." And if you act like you don't know what I'm talking about, you're the wrong viewer for this, okay? But Michelle and Barack Obama should release a full nude sex tape, like Kim Kardashian and Ray J. And then it'll end the debate. The debate's over. She just had full on sloppy sex for the world to see.
I think Barack Obama would be a decently good hype man. If you were in the military and Barack Obama, I can't do impressions or anything.
I can't either, sadly.
But imagine that this is in Barack Obama's voice. And he was like, "You go get the job done." If you think that wouldn't motivate the average young man in the military, you're wrong. Because that is, coming from the President of the United States, I think that has a lot of power. Obama could get me to do a lot of things. Michelle Obama could also get me to do a lot of things.
Especially if she was having sex with her husband for the world to see, to prove she's not a man.
Right. Release a sex tape. Michelle Obama's a man.
It worked for Kim Kardashian.
Watch me impregnate her
billionaire.
on live TV.
She's a billionaire. Kim Kardashian has more money than Barack Obama for having sex.
They should purchase the streaming rights for Fox, CBS, CNN, ABC, NBC.
Let the world see.
Fucking name it. And primetime television, Friday night, 6 to 8 p.m.
Sit your
Eastern
kids
time.
on the couch.
Yeah, and they just fuck.
Dude.
They just fuck like animals. It's not a bad idea.
It's not even the worst idea. It's
really not.
It would shut up all the doubters.
It would shut up a lot of the doubters. Clearly, there'd be nothing left to say if you could see her having heterosexual intercourse with Barack Hussein Obama. There'd be very little left to say on the issue.
It could help their finances too. I'm sure they're doing good, but
right.
How can Kim Kardashian have more money than someone who's the president of our country?
Dude,
she could have more money than Trump.
The Kardashians they're our royal family. How
did we choose them?
We chose them because the American people are so daft and simple that a woman gets a BBL or breast implants and, she fancies or attracts or has relationships with other powerful, influential, or popular people in the media, and the American people all resoundingly approve of it, and they're like, "This is the greatest thing we've ever seen. I'm so glad that I'm watching you have sexual relationships with Ray J.
Yeah.
Now I'm glad that I get to watch, whatever this nightmare of a relationship that you have with Kanye West is, right? And then she has sisters, and she has a mother, and she has daughters. And
you can go on forever.
Yeah, they played the game right. They played the game right. And I don't think they're dumb. You know, a lot of people will dismiss the Kardashians and be like, oh, they're fucking stupid or whatever. I think they're actually very smart.
What did Dolph say?
I think they're very smart. I'm about my motherfucking dough.
No, it ain't even that.
What else did Dolph say?
Dolph said, dumb people ain't rich. And rich people ain't dumb. The people who think the Kardashians are dumb while they live in their trailer or they don't even own a home and they got to rent from probably the Kardashians down the line.
They
Kardashians
probably
might own your home.
We'll all be renting from the Kardashians in the future.
And Mr. Beast, he's a good guy.
And China. I've said this a lot of times on the podcast. You need to abandon the idea that you will own property. If you're listening to this episode and you think that one day you'll be able to own enough property to provide for your family, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be the person to tell you the reality of the situation. But if you're not already aware that no matter what you do, unless your parents already have money and they were able to secure you a job as a surgeon or some other doctor,
a lawyer,
or they bring you in as an attorney in the family business,
doesn't hurt.
There's really no reality where you're going to end up being a property owner. And you need to get used to that. You need to get used to the idea of owning nothing
every month you pay
and being
rent.
happy. You need to get used to the idea of owning nothing and being happy. You need to come home to an apartment that you pay $1,600 a month for. You come home and there's roaches just crawling around the walls, and your pregnant girlfriend or wife is screaming at you because she wants you to kill all the bugs, but you know it's useless. The
bugs aren't about it, though. You got to remember, you kill bugs, bugs aren't about it.
The bugs are not about it, but you kill one and two come back to replace the one that you killed. And it's an endless battle.
You're paying $1,600 a month for rent.
Okay, let's imagine you're paying $1,600 a month for rent. Which is not a bad deal in this economy.
Now,
take it if you can get it.
You don't have to pay $100 or $200 for cable. You can just cycle between the 3,000 streaming services we have and just take a free month on each one.
That's 3,000
views. So $1,600 for rent, but entertainment's free. So if you work 2 jobs and pay for your rent, you can watch a lot of Netflix.
You can watch a lot of Netflix. I personally haven't tuned into Netflix in a long time.
It's impressive.
Has there been anything that's come out on Netflix recently that would warrant these price increases? You know, they're charging more money for people to view their services without ads. Is there any new developments on the streaming platform that you would say justifies the increased cost or the continued expense?
I want to say that no, they're trying to price gouge a little bit.
I think they are.
But as someone I pay for Netflix every month.
Respect. He's rich. Ladies?
Hey.
Ladies?
I'm engaged, but auto draft.
You want to watch Netflix?
Auto draft, it comes out. We don't even worry about it. Okay?
$30 a month is worth a blowjob a month. Have you been in the real world?
Yep. Have you ever been daytime at the Treasure Club?
I mean, there's few people who have.
And I'm not one of them.
God bless their souls.
You hope you're not that person. That's like the blow as you can go. Daytime Treasure Club.
The daytime at any strip club
is rough.
Unless
you've been there all night in Miami.
Andrew and I were having this conversation earlier.
You're at like Booby Trap and they open at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
The idea that, okay, let's just start with this general presumption. Let's say that the typical lap dance
$40
costs $40
for 2 songs.
Let's say it costs $40 for 2 songs. A song on average is maybe 3 minutes. So you're paying.
But no, they're cutting the song down a little bit at the club. They're giving you like 2-minute and 30-second edits.
Okay, let's say you're paying $40 for 5 minutes of service.
Yeah.
The idea that the rate stays the same, no matter the time,
the quality,
no matter the day.
You wouldn't go to McDonald's.
Bizarre. That's bizarre. It should be. I mean, if you're at the strip club on a Tuesday at 4 p.m., the idea that a lap dance would be $40 is actually absurd. It's a bad business model.
You wouldn't pay the same price for McDonald's at 1 o'clock on a Monday that you would for Ruth's Chris on a Friday at 8 o'clock in a premium seat.
It's
So
true.
why are you going to pay for worse quality? I won't say food because that's a little gross if you're thinking it that way, but just quality product.
The women
will
are
end up there.
commodities.
They
I
are.
mean, we can be honest.
At
We
the
can
club.
be transparent.
At the club, they
At
are.
the club, they are. I respect women. Women are more than that.
Not at the club,
But
though.
if you're doing a job, and you're going to tell me, you're going to look me in the eye and you're going to tell me, no matter the day of the week, no matter the time, the price is the same, you're out of your mind. You're out of your fucking mind.
There's two girls in here. I have 2 girls to choose from.
A 2 p.m. Tuesday strip club lap
You might have
dance
one girl working her way around.
should be $5 and it should come with a beer. It should be $5 and it should come with a beer.
That's an idea right now. That's
It
a
should be
business.
$5 and it should come with a beer.
That's a business that we can invest in.
The strip club business needs our advice to survive. The strip clubs,
You know how
like
many
any other
people-
business post-pandemic, are struggling with the structure of their business, and I don't think the right way to do it is to price gouge
Exactly.
on the weekdays or on a Sunday. I mean, I get a $40 lap dance Friday and Saturday. I truly understand it. You know, I'm not a typical patron of a strip club, but I can
$20?
understand the value of service when I analyze it objectively. But if you're going to tell me that the single lonely guy who's an alcoholic who rides a
his lunch break.
motorcycle,
He's on his lunch break,
he's on his
y'all.
lunch break. He's selling Harley Davidsons. He leaves for an hour. When he returns, he's going to be selling Harley Davidsons. If you expect him to pay $40 for a lap dance for some girl who's trying to make enough money to buy enough meth to get her to her next shift in a day or two, that's a ridiculous proposition. The man should be able to walk in there with $20 and have an hour of fun, no strings attached, no limits.
Yeah, here's my perfect premium deal. It's called the lunch special. $20. 2 dances, beer, mozzarella sticks.
That's really good.
Mozzarella
That's
sticks.
actually not a bad
Listen,
idea.
Mozzarella sticks cost the club $1. All we do is drop them in the fryer.
They
fry
come
'em.
from Walmart.
Dude, $1.
They're
Cost-
garbage
we're
mozzarella
getting it.
sticks.
It don't matter though. You drink the beer, you eat the mozzarella.
No one cares
sticks.
about the quality of the mozzarella sticks.
You see some methed out titties and ass, but girls don't understand this.
They really don't.
Titties are titties. Ass is ass. You get
not
to
a bad
certain
take.
points, it's got to do what it's got to do.
It's not a bad take, and I'll tell you why it's not a bad take.
I know it's not a bad take.
You're transacting in a commodity. I don't view women as commodities. I really don't. But I view the service industry as the service industry. And if a woman is going to offer, temporary access or viewing rights to her body at a certain rate, that rate should be adjusted with supply and demand just as any other commodity is. You should be able to go to a strip club on a Wednesday and expect that while you're on your lunch break, you're going to get treated with respect. You're going to get mozzarella sticks. You're going to get a beer. And
Draft beer, too.
some woman who is scraping coins out of the parking lot in order to get enough meth to keep her from, realizing that she's abandoned her children and killing herself to dance on you. That should all be available for a $20 bundle. It should all
great
be
deal.
available for a $20 bundle. Andrew is correct. If you don't think that we are correct about this issue, then you have no ideas of the basic principles of economics, and I feel bad for you in this
Go
world
back to
because
school.
you'll likely not succeed.
Go back
You'll likely
to school.
not succeed.
AI is going to take your job.
AI will take your job.
If you don't think that that's a good original idea of how we're going to change the business, get people back out in the clubs, OnlyFans has been taking over and stealing money from the sad, lowly man.
You're
He
right.
needs to get out there.
What happened
Get
to
a-
selling pussy in person?
Yeah, exactly. Get a $20 beer, lap dance, mozzarella sticks. He goes back to work. He's performing. He's getting that raise. He's not sitting at his home being a little cuck, just staying up late, not sleeping, wasting money on bitches that aren't even real.
The
He's
man-
out there getting meth pussy.
The man needs to be serviced, and the quality of service should vary accordingly with the pricing schedule.
And the time of the day at the strip club.
It blows my mind. The Gentleman's Club. And again, this is not to devalue women.
Never.
Or to suggest that they're only worth a particular price. But the idea is that if you're going to enter the market and you're going to offer services that inherently require the use of your body, supply and demand, the basic principles of our entire economy, should also apply to the pricing schedule of these establishments. I don't understand how they're open, how they function on any other day, because who else?
It has to be a net profit loss for you to keep the lights on and hire the workers. You have to pay them at least $2 an hour. Just to legally get around anything.
You're paying them $2 now, and you're hitting them in the mouth. They're saying, "Hey, we're not making enough money. Not enough people are here." You know why there's not enough people there?
$20 beer, dance, mozzarella sticks.
You're not offering an appealing deal.
Dude.
You're not offering an appealing deal. An appealing deal would include mozzarella sticks. That's very evident.
Even better argument, start pairing strip clubs with Olive Gardens during the slow season. Because I've heard that Olive Garden during the slow seasons are a really slow place to work. Not a lot of people go there. If you added strip club, Italian food, mozzarella sticks, draft beer, you have the best business.
I agree. I think unlimited soup and salad and unlimited pussy would be something that you couldn't turn down.
$100 to get in the door. And people are eating
charge up front.
People are eating soup and salad for 4 hours and watching ass clap. They came in there for $100 soup and salad. They spent $8,000 on that ass clapping.
I saw a video that had a lot of likes recently.
And they had gnocchi in their belly.
Oh, I'd love some gnocchi.
Yeah, it's good for you.
I saw a video that had a lot of likes recently, Andrew. Mm-hmm. And it was of this girl. And it was like a series of pictures, like one you had to slide through. And the very first picture was saying, like, when I was 4 years old, like, I realized I was an academic weapon. And then I went and got my high school degree, and I finished a year early, and then I got my 4-year degree, and then I got my doctorate degree. And, like, now I'm an academic weapon. And I was very curious about what this doctorate degree actually was. And it turned out to be a doctorate in business administration.
It's a good degree.
And I'll tell you something about business. If you have a doctorate in business, you're not conducting business. You're not conducting business. You're going to school. You're doing something different. You're distracted. You're not involved in the actual making of money. Business is the making of money. And if so many people, if you have a doctorate in business and you have not at least contemplated the mozzarella stick, Busch Light, lap dance combo for weekday happy hour at the strip club that we're proposing, you have no sense. And you have wasted your time, your family's time, likely, and it's a disappointment, and it bothers me at a visceral level.
So
sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, no. As y'all will see when you watch this podcast, there will be a little bit more of the talking over each other because we're tight. We've been friends for a long time. There's none of this like
we're both tight. We're both virgins.
Yep, very tight. But we're down to argue and about stuff. We don't agree on everything. So this is one where I don't agree. I think that if you got a doctorate in business administration, you are playing a big part in business. You're just on the wrong side. You're the customer, okay? You can't hate the player, hate the game. Hate the guy.
You're the customer of higher education.
Guy, yeah, that's where I'm leading to. If you got to give it to the guy that came up with this idea, where I can charge people $180,000 to get a doctorate degree in business administration where they don't know how to sell a $20 lap dance beer and mozzarella sticks.
If you can't sell that deal, you're dumb.
Dude,
if you can't sell that deal, you're dumb.
Fire all of the Duke, Harvard, Yale business administration teachers. It's not even real. If your job when you finish school is to teach, your job's not real.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we actually agree on what we're talking about. I think that if you're going to pursue higher education exclusively as a source of validation of your intelligence and your business sense.
No, but I hate her. I'm talking about, I like the guy that came up with school. He's a cool dude.
It's another scam.
Whoever came up with school.
A scam. Everything's a scam.
If you create a college, you know how much money you'd have?
Dude, creating college.
Like, there's colleges that are just like new.
College used to be worth something until we told everybody if they didn't go to college that they were a fucking failure.
Yeah.
And now 90% of the American populace maintains a bachelor's degree, and nobody wants to be an electrician. Nobody wants to be a plumber. And
the
so
stuff that needs done.
We were talking to somebody today who's a fucking lunatic who was talking about like, oh, well, this person didn't go to school, so they're gonna be fucking digging ditches for the rest of their life. You know what's better than having a master's degree and working at Starbucks? Having no student loan debt and making $100,000 a year working for a construction company. Clearly, that's better. That's better.
You could work hard and you could end up owning the construction company. And
You're right.
You could make millions plus.
You're right. I mean, there's probably some room for latitude in that organization and in any organization. But the idea that you're performing manual labor and that makes your job
like less valued.
Than
a banker.
It makes you as a person less valued.
Yeah, it's just...
Do you know how many people with fucking master's degree and doctorate degrees are slinging lattes? And there's nothing wrong with slinging lattes. Sling the lattes.
Make it good.
But
put your heart into it.
There's a problem in this country where we have convinced young people that if they don't obtain some higher level of education,
they have less self-worth.
They failed, and they have less to offer to society.
And that they're going to make less money, which is just not really true.
It's really not.
Unless you're going to become a doctor, a lawyer, or one of these really high-paying salaries, the way to acquire money and wealth is to save your money and to actually invest it. Even if you're just being a plumber, or even worse, if you're just being a janitor. It doesn't mean anything worse to be a janitor.
It really doesn't.
You can run up a big bag being a janitor.
You get health benefits. What if you get your girlfriend pregnant?
It happens to some people.
I've
been using the pull and pray method, but some people use that method and it just isn't as strong.
You need health insurance. The idea that the janitor with health insurance has less value than the person who has a master's degree
in law
or literacy or gender studies or whatever fucking degree you want to point to. I'm not trying to single out any sort of particular area of study, but if you're not more employable at a high level with your education and you look down on people performing manual labor, you're the sucker. You lost. You got played. These people are making more money than you. They have less debt than you. They're taking care of their family. They can actually afford a home.
Their life is better.
Well, their life is better. And it's frustrating because you were sold, and it's not even necessarily your fault in a lot of instances, because you were sold the idea.
I'm a big personal responsibility guy. At some point, you should have caught on, and it's your fault.
It very well could be your fault.
It could be.
But you were likely sold this idea that, stick with school, keep going, do well in high school, do well in college, do well in your graduate program, and that's going to secure you a job.
Worry about the debt later.
Worry about the debt later.
It's about the ROI.
Worry about the debt later.
ROI, it's a return on investment.
There's no return on investment when you don't make any fucking money. And you can't even discharge these loans through bankruptcy. They stick with you forever.
Even after death.
If I wasn't going to be able to repay the loans that I accumulated in my attempts to get a law degree, which is still, I guess, necessarily up in the air, then
He's a big favorite, though. Huge favorite. He's looking good.
I would be completely fucked. Because what else am I qualified to do? What else am I qualified to do? I'm going to go sell cars at a used car lot.
You work at the bank.
You know,
You were smart enough to get a bachelor's degree that could transfer over to sales or banking.
And there's nothing wrong with selling cars at the used car lot, but what is wrong with the system is that you would blame the person who didn't attempt to go get a doctorate's degree, who then ultimately ends up performing the same type of job that you look down on. And now instead, the only difference is the person who didn't buy into your bullshit doesn't have the, debt that they're unable to discharge through bankruptcy. The only difference is somebody's completely fucked and the other person can actually take care of their family. And I'm a little bit sick of the idea that if you don't go to college and you don't get some sort of higher level degree, that you've somehow failed. I'm a little bit sick of that being norm.
My take on it is just that maybe you didn't go to college. It makes you feel a little bit worse just because that's how the system's set up. And it sucks. That's the way the system sets up. But you can deal with that and you can get over that. My thing is people thinking they can talk down to you, or that they deserve a job more than you just because they have this piece of paper that showed that they were good at using ChatGPT. Okay? Because a lot of people now have degrees and AI did their degree.
Yeah.
Like, I've come up with more original thoughts and done more hard work than a lot of these people that let AI do their online college degree.
It's truly a shame. It's truly a shame. I don't know how we fix it. I don't know to what degree AI is going to replace jobs. Fix it.
I
don't know.
I think AI is going to replace a lot.
I think it
more than we even think.
I think it will replace a lot.
I think give it 10 years, it starts coming from manual labor. For a lot of manual labor, painting can be done by a robot.
I mean, all of these things
roofing would be really, really cheap for a robot once you figured out how to do it.
All of these things are going to cost money, though. Like, so much of contracting and manual labor is performed by small businesses. And I think a lot of them aren't going to have the resources to pay for the automation.
Yeah, but they're going to have to compete with the cheaper prices from the AI. So there's going to be bigger companies that are coming in with these machines. And then you can either choose, do I want to pay $100 for this robot to do it, or do I want to pay $250 for these people to get up there and risk their little legs, try not to fall off the roof and work hard, or they might have to cut down and make less money, make $80, and the AI is trying to charge $100.
Yeah.
What if the AI is doing a better job? Like, what if it's just making perfect roofs? It goes up there, it scans it, replaces whatever needs to be replaced, lifts it all the right amount. It has the right weight where it's not affecting your roof by stepping on it. Like, there's a lot of things that AI can change.
I mean, I think that's the scary thing, right? Is like how
scary or exciting. I'm leaning towards exciting. I'm past the scared phase.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm excited.
I'm scared because I don't want large swaths of the American population to lose their job to artificial intelligence.
Change. You have to just start gambling.
You do have to just start gambling.
Yep.
You can hit black twice in a row. Believe me, I've seen it done.
I've seen it 3 times.
I've seen it done.
Ideally, AI does all the labor. We just, like, sports gamble. We work some kind of food industry job. Maybe if you want to be a lawyer or doctor, you do that. A lot of doctor jobs might become replaceable by AI, but I think they could just scan you and figure out what's wrong with you a lot quicker than this doctor. I've heard stories of doctors having to go and Google what patients' symptoms are.
Yeah,
they're not.
I mean, I think that happens a lot.
They're not an endless encyclopedia of knowledge. They're just another person that paid to go to med school.
Yeah. I mean, I think even these high-level jobs that you thought were going to be exempt from being overtaken by artificial intelligence are nonetheless susceptible because, what amount of contract drafting has to be perfect for contract lawyers to not lose their job? What amount of medical diagnoses has to be, perfectly done before AI can
How much
actually
money
take over
could
those
the
jobs?
hospitals save if they weren't paying someone who had to dedicate
It's all
12 years of their life?
and it's all supply and demand, right? It's all supply and demand. Sell the mozzarella sticks, sell the beer,
$20
sell the lap dance.
ass, a little bit of titties.
All-
Because lunch, a little bit of titties.
All people want to be able to buy is people. People want to buy people. I don't mean slavery. Don't clip that and try to construe it against me as some sort of racist notion, because it's not. But
not.
people want to be able to purchase either intimacy or some sort of other personal relationship or contact with other people. And there's billion-dollar industries built on that proposition. The porn industry, brothels,
Isolation's
prostitution, strip clubs,
OnlyFans.
these things are not OnlyFans. These things are not exempt from the basic principles
Tinder.
of supply and demand. Tinder.
Trying to match people up.
Yeah.
You can pay a premium to find someone who likes you.
Yeah, exactly. And
Pay me $30 a month, and I'll give you a chance to find love.
right.
While you sit on your bed at your
I mean,
house.
that's what Tinder Gold is. That's
And
what
AI works
Tinder
your
Plus
job.
is, or whatever.
AI
the fuck.
works your job. You pay for Tinder. You swipe in your sports bet. That's what the world's coming to.
They want you to bet because you're going to ultimately lose.
Right after
You're
July
going to
4th.
ultimately lose.
This is from Tim Dillon. What America means to me.
That is one
AI.
of the greatest clips of all time.
AI takes over my job. I don't have to work it. I can lay in my bed, watch Netflix that I pay $30 a month, but make the money off the AI. The AI is making me money. And then I can endlessly swipe on women while I sit with my wife and we swipe on pussy that we think looks nice or not. And then I can sports gamble on the best people for that sport. I don't care if it's hockey. I don't care if it's ping pong or soccer. I can lay on the couch, swipe right or left, and click thousands of dollars and make money. That's what America means to me. Happy 4th.
Yeah, America. Yeah, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
I don't know why. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. The 4th of July used to really mean something to me.
250 years in now?
When I was a kid, I would say happy 4th of July, or I would say 4th of July. My father would stop me and say, no, he'd say, don't call it 4th of July, call it Independence Day. Right?
America.
And
we're independent now.
And we treated it with a heightened level of severity.
Sounds like respect, yeah.
And
We're serious.
now, I think the general sentiment of the public is maintaining the idea that, you can't say 4th of July, you got to say Independence Day, or maintaining this very, sort of pompous pride.
Can we even say
within our
4th of
country.
July now? Has that not been canceled? Are
I
we
don't know.
allowed to celebrate, for all the things America's done? Can we celebrate? We're on stolen land. That's what I've heard. How
on
can you
stolen land.
celebrate 4th of July?
Celebrate 4th of July by
stolen
going
land?
to a casino and being on native land. And
That's maximum America.
it's maximum America.
Tomorrow, we might go to an Indian reservation and bet on America to
Bet
win a
on
sport
America.
that we don't even care about. We call it soccer, and the rest of the world calls it something else. But
It's true.
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
That's why we use cups instead of meters. You know what I mean?
Cups instead of meters. Yeah, dude.
Metric system. Shit's
America.
fucked.
Yeah. No. fuck that.
Independence Day. We're different.
They raised us all on the imperial system, right?
It's way more
Cups,
confusing.
quarts, tablespoons,
Can't use it for
miles, whatever. And then you try to learn another system, and I don't think it's successful. I don't think it's successful. They say
The other system's very easy though. It's
kilometers.
100, 100, 100, 100.
I know,
But
yeah.
ours
It goes
has got me
centimeter,
confused forever.
millimeter, gram,
Decimeter.
centigram. milligram, kilometer.
I can make a gram stretch.
I can make a gram stretch. You
If
heard it here
step on
first.
it. Shout out Fetty P, bro.
Shout out Fetty P. Franklin.
Favorite rapper to do it.
He's a great rapper. He's a great rapper. A lot of people don't appreciate the quality of art that he brings into this world.
Fetty P's top 2, and he's not number 2 for me.
He's top 2 and he's not number 2.
Because he said if you get the right Brit, you can price switch. Supply and demand. We've been talking about it the whole show.
Correct.
$20 beer, mozzarella, ass.
There should be a different structure than what currently exists for gentlemen's clubs. If you don't agree with that, then you don't understand the basic principles of economics.
And you might be
I'm
a woman.
sorry. I'm sorry. I hate to break that to you. I hate to be the person to tell you that if you don't think that there should be some sort of deal on the female body, and again, I've said it plenty of times, I'm not valuing women solely by their body, but if you don't think that if they've voluntarily entered an industry that there should be, limitations on supply and demand based on the day or the time, then you simply don't understand how the world works. You simply do not understand how the world works. And I feel sorry for you. I'm actually jealous of you. I wish I could sit
Wish I could be that naive.
and just be like, the World Cup, UFC 250, Trump does this and the world does that. And
we love Trump.
I don't really care. And I just, I go work at the car wash and none of this really matters. That's nice. It's nice and I appreciate it.
I'm jealous.
I am jealous. I wish that I could ignore the egregious misappropriation of funds and pricings that I see in America's entities and their businesses, the businesses that have propped up this nation for some time. I wish that I could just simply ignore that, but I can't. I cannot. And I have to talk about it through a handheld microphone into my iPhone. And if I don't,
Who's gonna do it?
who's going to do it?
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Who's going to carry the boats, Andrew? Are you going to carry the boats?
We're carrying the vocal boats. We're leading the charge here on the Riley Smith Sean show.
We will carry the proverbial boats. We'll carry the proverbial boats. Well, so you think England is going to win tonight? England plays Mexico in Mexico. I believe that is the case.
England wins tonight.
You got England?
You can take all the money you have to your name, liquidize it, put it on England.
I don't
If
know.
you saw $100 on the ground for the $100 you had in the wallet, would you pick it up? Or would you be scared that your wallet might just dump your 100 out and run away? No. You'd bend over, you'd grab that 100, you'd say, it's a good day to be an American. Independence.
I'm skeptical primarily because Mexico is playing in Mexico. And Mexico's looked rather talented recently.
I'm sure it said it in the Bible somewhere. Ye who hath little faith.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
England, Christian nation.
I mean, there's
Mexico,
something, right?
Catholic. It's not the same.
All right.
England wins tonight. Real religion. Christianity, not Catholicism.
You heard it here first.
England, 2-1, regular time.
2-1 regular time?
That's what the money's on. Has to be that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, England can win. We just saw Norway beat Brazil.
I wish I would have taken them for extra money. If you saw 400 on the ground, would you pick it up? Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't.
You see the money, you pick it up.
Picked up 90.
Yeah. Well, let's review what we've learned. We've learned sports betting is good for America, and it's probably one of the only pastimes we have left in this country.
Started earlier. 14, 15. If you can work.
Legalize it for the youngest child possible.
As soon as you start getting cash for Christmas, you should be able to sports bet.
Correct.
fans start young. I saw like an 8-year-old crying about Jaylen Brown leaving the Celtics. He should be able to bet
Fans
on
do start
Jaylen Brown
young.
for the 76ers.
You know, he wants to bet Sixers money line.
Every day.
DraftKings should let him. This episode is brought to you by DraftKings.
They are. They should sponsor. They should sponsor the Riley Smith Show.
They truly should.
The kind of money we put in there.
I mean, you know, when you see a cash cow, you invest. It's simple. The other thing we learned was strip clubs, gentlemen clubs, are not immune from the basic principles of supply and demand.
Facts.
And if you don't think that a $20 mozzarella Bush Light lap dance deal is appropriate on the weekdays,
It would have your business jumping.
it would have your business jumping. It truly would.
So many people would love that on their lunch break.
They would. You could spend $20 at, Wendy's, or you could spend $20, being unfaithful to your wife. And
Or faithful, she might be okay with it.
She could.
Some women are chill.
How would you prefer to spend your $20? That's a question that you have to ask yourself. It's a question you have to internalize, reflect on, and come up with your own answer.
And repeating customers are a lot higher. If you're selling $20 at lunch, then chances are go back to work, have a great shift, come spend $150 that night, let off a little steam. We started early.
You may have not gotten everything that Donald Trump promised to you as being president of this country, but you did get UFC 250.
Which was better.
And if you don't think that flyover and the Dana White Donald Trump walkout was electric,
You shouldn't have celebrated the 4th.
you shouldn't have celebrated the 4th of July.
Go back
Known to be
Mexico.
formally as Independence Day. You go back to your country.
Of Mexico, because they're going to lose tonight.
And the United States put on an absolute spectacle with UFC 250. What were we talking about for the majority of the time? I don't even remember.
You covered pretty much all the points.
We didn't talk about anything else other than that?
Nah, you killed it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for listening to the show. We thank you
We
for
do. Thank you for tuning
sourcing
in.
your information from a place that's actually reliable other than the bought and sold commercial media. The commercial media has no interest in telling you the truth.
We have the truth.
I have only the interest of telling you the truth. I bring you my raw, unadulterated opinions, or I bring you somebody that's capable of delivering you even better opinions than I'm capable of delivering yourself. And
Allegedly.
I've done both things today. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for the Riley Smith Show. Thank you for watching this episode. And
England.
God bless you. God bless America.
And God bless England over Mexico.
And for this temporary period of time, God bless England over Mexico. Goodbye.